Hello again everybody and welcome to the Celtic Forever podcast, where on today's show we're going to go through the massive preview of Celtic versus Kilmarnock at Celtic Park on Saturday. We're also going to touch on the 3-8 draw with Dundee at Dens Park the other day. We're going to do the gossip, rumours and all the latest news coming from Paradise and lots more folks. So listen folks, it's going to be a good one. Hit like, share and subscribe. Okay folks, let's do it, let's do this.
Celtic Forever podcast.
Alright John, so we return after a 3-8 draw with Dundee. We're here to do the preview of the Kilmarnock game in the Scottish Cup at Paradise, 5:30 on Saturday. Well, I think it's 5:20 kick-off, isn't it, because it's on Premier Sports. But we're here to cover all that. We'll go through the rumours as well, the gossip, other stuff. But John, a wee quick word on the Dundee game. That was hard to watch, wasn't it? Dundee going ahead. And Dundee, to be fair to them, John, they really played well, didn't they? But we really need to cut out these lethargic performances starting on Saturday, John.
Aye. I thought Dundee played really well. I thought they deserved to win the game, to be honest with you. I think they should have won the game. And we're very fortunate to get a draw to that. Well, not fortunate in the sense that the penalty was dodgy, like Alan McCoist is suggesting otherwise. He thinks it was a dodgy penalty.
Right.
Where's this guy getting that for? Why is it with all these ex-Rangers players every single time Celtic get a penalty? It's contentious. It's a stonewall penalty.
You can't get a more blatant penalty than that, John. He's raised his arms to stop the ball from going into the net, so it's a penalty, no matter what these ex-Rangers players say, isn't it? So, no, John, but we'll touch on the Dundee game a wee bit later on, a wee bit more in detail. Just, it's in the supporters' minds, isn't it? The 3-8 draw, John. That's, our last, is it our last 4 away games? We've only won 1 out of the last 4, something like that. So it's no great stats, is it, when you look at it on paper? But when you look at it on paper, we're still 13 points clear at the top of the league. We've already won the League Cup. We're doing well in Europe, and we're starting our run in the Scottish Cup on Saturday. So I think just a wee freshening up is what's required there, John. A couple of players in the door, and let's start with that then. Parma, Johnny, still at Celtic. He came on off the bench against Dundee, didn't he, the other day after being linked. But apparently that deal fell through, John. The deal for Parma to leave on loan, that's fell through. So he's still at Celtic for the time being anyway, Lewis Parma. And it's his birthday today as well, by the way. So happy birthday to Lewis. The Kyogo Rennes link, John, that's not gone away either, isn't it? That's still hanging about like a bad smell. But, we've still got, 2 weeks left in the January window. We'll keep an eye on that one. Also, Celtic linked with Louis Barry from Aston Villa. The wee striker who's been out on loan for the last 6 months, John. Celtic are putting a £10 million bid. I think that's been rejected, so we'll keep an eye on that one. And another winger linked to Celtic is Raul Morrow from Valladolid, John. He's another winger. So we're definitely looking to bring in some wingers, aren't we? Valladolid winger Raul Morrow linked with Celtic as well, John. These are all links and rumours, remember, folks. And the strongest rumour of the day, obviously, John, was Alex Valley. Went to his loan deal possibly been terminated to make way for a room for Kieran Tierney coming to the club, John. I just kind of see it, I kind of see Tierney coming to the club, but the rumours are getting stronger and stronger, aren't they?
I don't want him back at the club. I know I say it every time you mention his name, but I'd rather have Alex Valley there. At least he's fit to play.
Well, it looks as though, John, that's not going to be the case. It looks as though he's going to be sent out to another club and Tierney coming in. So, but again, as I say, John, these are all just rumours, aren't they? So that's all we can go by, rumours. Nothing is over the line, nothing concrete yet. And it's typical Celtic as well, John, isn't it? Leave it to the last minute, the last couple of days in January.
The rumour mill for Celtic's always been terrible, and if they're linked with a player that takes weeks and weeks to get it over the line, there's always issues and stuff. Look at what happened with Adam Eder. took ages to get it over the line. Then he gets to Celtic and he's done absolutely nothing.
Yeah, that's it, John. Yeah, but we're used to it. We're used to it, so we just need to move on. Okay, that wraps up the rumours for the time being. We'll keep an eye on all of the players that were linked there, John. I think that was about 5 or 6 that was linked. All right,
No
John.
Jota.
No Jota. No, he's
No
not
Jota
linked.
this week. I was reading
No.
something about him and Kamara are getting released from Rennes. Just so you were talking about Kyogo is linked with Rennes. Well, Jota and Kamara, the ex-Rangers player, they're getting released.
Yeah.
So I'm surprised Jota's name isn't making the rumour mill. Apart from that,
yeah, I think he's been linked to another club already. Jota, he is getting released, as you say, John, but he's going to another club, I think. So obviously, wee Jota, he's looking for the money, isn't he? He's looking for the big bucks. So the wee man, he's not coming back to Celtic. Know that we think anyway. You know, you never know. Stranger things have happened. All right, John. Midweek results: Dundee 3, Celtic 3. We're going to get into that a wee bit later on. And Rangers 3, Aberdeen 0. So the points gap is now 13 points instead of the 15. We dropped 2 points. You know, we can afford to drop 2 points, John, but we don't want to be dropping any more points, that's for sure. No show from Aberdeen at Ibrox. Absolutely not even a shot on goal, John, from Aberdeen. You know, Tilleen, his jacket's on a sugary nails at Aberdeen, I think. But they get their win anyway. So Celtic dropped 2 points. It's closed back to 13 points. But we've got Scottish Cup action this week, John. So let's get into the big preview of the Kilmarnock game, John. That's what we're here for. It's one I'm looking forward to. We're back at home, John, after a couple of very tricky away games. We both said both these games were going to be tricky. We get 4 points out of the 6. It's not too bad, is it, when you're 15 points clear?
Nah, I was going to say I'm happy enough with that, but I'd rather be the 15 points clear. But obviously, we're no 15 points clear. But it's a sore one against Dundee. I just think getting into the Kilmarnock game, this is going to be, what is it? 5 games in 11 days. It's a lot, you know what I mean? It is a lot. I mean, I know we're all disappointed with the Dundee result, but you look at it on paper, it is 5 games in 11 days. That's a lot of games.
Yeah, it's a lot of games, John. It's never ending, isn't it? It's a game every couple of days. The players will like it, you know, playing so many games, and we've got a big squad there to try and, you know, make up for that, you know, any injuries, suspensions, stuff like that. But you know, you can see, John, the players are sort of, I wouldn't say struggling, but they look as though they're maybe, struggling maybe is the right word, struggling for maybe fitness, John, rest, and maybe some of the players needing a rest. And it's not going to come, John, because we've got the Kilmarnock game on Saturday, then we've got the Champions League on Wednesday, so it's just onwards and upwards, isn't it?
Aye. Well, it's 5 games in 12 days, sorry. That's not that makes much of a difference, but Dundee, they looked fresh. We'll get into the Dundee game later, but I just think they looked a lot fresher than Celtic, the amount of games that Celtic's played. But you can take that into account. I think Saturday they will have had an extra day's rest in comparison to the last 4 games. It was every 3 days, 2-3 days or whatever.
Yeah.
2 days rest in between all these games. It's quite a lot. It is quite a lot. So you've got to take that into account. Kilmarnock game. Again, I think there's going to be changes because of the midweek game against Young Boys.
Yeah, that's it. And I think he was, you know, looking at that in mind for the Kilmarnock game, to be honest with you, John. I think you'll see various changes. Okay, let's get into it. Premier Sports, 5:20 kick-off. John Strange won that into, I thought it was 5:30, but no, it's a 5:20 kick-off on Premier Sports. Celtic versus Kilmarnock. Nick Walsh, he's the man in the middle, referee Nick. He's in charge of this one with Stephen McLean on the VAR, John. So that's your officials for the Kilmarnock game. Weather watch, we'll do a weather watch for them to go across to Paradise to the game. It's going to be 6 degrees, which isn't too cold considering the way it's been, John. So it's going to be 6 degrees, dry, no rain, overcast with very little wind. So perfect conditions for a game of football, really. So as I say, John, Celtic, you know, 1-4 away from home. But we're at home this time, John, so it's a wee bit of relief. We really need to get that away form sorted out, John. We really do. But Kilmarnock themselves, John, they're 3 wins and 13. You know, they're not doing too well either at the moment, Kilmarnock. So they're slightly off form. They're also not scoring many goals, John. I think that the last 3 they haven't scored a goal. And any of the last 3, is it last 2? I can't remember, but they're not scoring many goals, John. And they've also got, you know, a couple of players out for this one. Big Vassell, the big striker, he's out. He's definitely out. And Findlay, he's also out of this one, John, for Kilmarnock. Touching on the Celtic injuries, John Dyson, he's 50-50 as it stands, as recording. He's 50-50. There's a chance he could be on the bench, but there's also a chance he'll miss out altogether. So we'll keep an eye on that one with Dyson. And obviously the long-term injury is James Forrest. He's still out.
I think we miss him, James Forrest.
Mm-hmm.
He always comes on and makes an impact, Jamesy. And I think we're missing him. I think we're definitely missing his influence on the park. He does come on and he influences the game. He's a big loss. Dyson, obviously, if he's injured, that's an even bigger loss. But I wouldn't say a bigger loss, Bill. I don't know. What do you think? I think maybe.
I think we're definitely missing Dyson now. I'm hoping he's going to be there on Saturday, John. Either on the bench or starting the game. That's what I'm hoping for. But you know, as it stands, he's 50-50. There's a chance he could make it, John. So that's good news, I suppose. He must be near full fitness, if that's what they're saying, to be honest with you. Yeah, we've missed him the last couple of games, John, haven't we?
I think so, aye. He's a great player, Dyson Maida. But he's been hot and cold this season as well, sometimes, Dyson. You can't expect him to be, speeding up and down that line and scoring goals and getting crosses in every single time he plays. I mean, for what he has done at Celtic, he's been an exceptional signing. Definitely one of our best players.
Yeah, totally agree. If I miss him every time he's known that part, John, that's the way I look at it. You know, I know that Yang has been doing okay in his absence, but Yang ain't no Dyson Maida, John, to be fair to Dyson. He's just outstanding. Yang is doing a good job, don't get me wrong. We're going to touch on the Dundee game later. We will do that, I promise you. But we just need Dyson back on that left wing, don't we? That's for sure. And the manager is also looking at wingers in this transfer window, John. So that seems to be the area where he's concentrating on, the wingers, left wing, right wing. I think we're needing more strength in the midfield and more strength in the defence as well, John, the centre-back position. He's looking at, possibly Kieran Tierney, releasing Alex Valley. Greg Taylor's no signed his extension to his contract yet either, John. I think the big problem is at centre-half. Well, we need a wee bit of strengthening there, possibly, and another 1 or 2 in midfield. I think we're okay in the wings.
Well, all our wingers are injured. But when they are fit to play, I think we've got enough decent wingers there. So I don't think we really need to strengthen in that position. We've seen Kyogo come in there and play on the wing and, by all accounts, doing a half decent job. So I think we're okay in that department. But I do think we need another striker as well.
Oh, absolutely. We need another striker, John. That's Big Ad Weather's off for him just now. Can't find the net at all, can he? So yeah, we definitely need another striker in there, John. And there hasn't been any links really, has there, for strikers? I think there was one. I think there was one link to a striker. Louis Barry, John. He can play up front as well. The boy from Aston Villa. They put the bid in for 10 million, refused. But he can also play up front, John. He's a winger, but can also play up front, and he's scored barrel loads of goals for the team he was on loan with. So. Maybe he's thinking of putting Louis Barry, if we get that one over the line, as a backup to Kyogo and Ida, John. All right, let's get back into the Kilmarnock game, John. Their predicted lineup for me is O'Hara, Mayo, Wright, Diaz, Armstrong, Lyons, Polworth, and Daba, Murray, Wales, and Anderson. That's my predicted lineup for Kilmarnock. We'll get your predicted lineup for Celtic, John. Bearing in mind Dyson could be back, what do you think, my man?
I don't think he would play anyway. I think he'd definitely be kept for the young boys game. Definitely. So I think Yang will start again. I just think Liam Scales, in my opinion, I'm a bigger fan of Liam Scales than Austin Trusty. I've always said that. I love Liam Scales. I think he had that one mistake at Ibrox, had a bad game. and it basically led to Celtic collapsing at Ibrox, that mistake Liam made. But it's time for him to come back in. Look, every player makes mistakes. It's time for Liam Scales to come back. So the start lineup's going to be Casper, Liam Scales, Carter Vickers, Alistair Johnston. He might start with Ralston, actually, bearing in mind we've got a Tuesday game. You know what I mean? So you've got to bear that in mind. So I think it's going to be Casper, Scales, Carter Vickers. I'm going to say Anthony Ralston's going to start this one with Alex Valley.
Mm-hmm.
Centre of the park. Tough one again. Who's our strongest midfield right now? It's hard to say, isn't it?
Yeah.
Callum McGregor. He's going to start beside Bernardo. I think he's going to keep Engels for midweek. So I think it's going to be Bernardo and Luke McCowan with Callum McGregor. And up front, Yang. I think I would like to see Kenny getting a start up front here in this one. I would love to see him getting a start. But I'm going to say Adam Eder again. I think it's going to be Adam Eder up front with Yang, and on the right hand side, tricky one again. Is he going to keep Kyogo for midweek? I don't know. I'm going to go for Kyogo again.
Keep Kuhn for midweek.
Definitely, aye.
Yeah. It's hard to predict when you know, the team was off form against Dundee, so he might make changes for that alone. John, he might make changes because of that. And then they might make further changes because of the game I've got on Wednesday, as you say, John. So you're right, it's very difficult to predict a lineup, and it really is. I'll quickly run through what I think. I think Johnston will start. I think you're right with Scales and Carter Vickers. With Taylor, I think Taylor will start this one. McGregor, Luke McCowan, and I think Hatate, John. I think it'll be Hatate and McCowan this time. With Yang, as you say, Adam Eder up front, and yeah, Kyogo for me as well, John. So, but it's just a prediction, John. That's all it is, isn't it? It's as long as we get through to the next round of the cup, John, and we've got that big crowd behind us this time. We just want to see Celtic back to the way we were playing at the start of the season, John. Let's be honest, that's all we want to see. Is a free-flowing, rampant Celtic, especially at Celtic Park.
It's hard to be free-flowing and rampant when you've played so many games. I think there is an element of tiredness throughout the team. A lot of the players look tired, in my opinion. That's just when I'm looking at it, I'm thinking these players don't look like they've got these 90 minutes ahead of them. They look tired. They kick the ball at the park a lot. It's not a cohesive team, if you like. It looks like they run out of ideas pretty early as well. And that could just be down to tiredness. They've no got it in the legs to make these runs and stuff. You know, I don't know. I'm maybe talking complete rubbish. I'm just going by what I think that I'm seeing right now. Don't know. It's hard to put a finger on it, what's happening there right now. But they need to get, like you says, they need to get their act together pronto, starting tomorrow against Kilmarnock.
Yeah, obviously it was Kilmarnock that stopped Celtic winning the treble last season, wasn't it? Putting us out the League Cup, and we've got the same team at Celtic Park. So, yeah, I'm sure Brendan were well aware of that, John. And January is traditionally a sort of a slow month for us. You know, it really is. We're always sort of a lacklustre performances, John. As you said a minute ago, umpteen games in the month of January, isn't it? But every team's the same, especially the ones that are in Europe. So, yeah, we just need to deal with it, get on with it, and do the best that we possibly can. And that's starting with Kilmarnock on Saturday, John. Predicted scoreline for you for this one, John. It's big crowd, Celtic Park, 50 odd thousand at this one, possibly. Saturday, late, early evening kickoff. Perfect conditions as well, John. What's your score prediction, buddy?
I'll just go 3-0. 3-0 Celtic.
4-0 for me. All right, John. Just take a wee note of these, right? 3-0 and 4-0. All right, John, that wraps that. That's the big preview done for the big game. You know, Scottish Cup, John. It's traditionally a cup we like to win, isn't it? You know, we like to win every cup, obviously, but the Scottish Cup's up there in Celtic's history. So we just want to get through to the next round. We want to get into that hat for the draw. I don't know when the draw is actually, John. I don't know if it's Saturday night or if it's on Sunday, I'll check that one out, folks, and I'll put it in the comments for you. But we just want to be in that next round of the draw. That's the bottom line.
Aye, a wee treble would be nice. That would mirror image Angie's 2 seasons at Celtic. If Brenda could do that, a double the first season, treble the second.
Yeah, that's it, John. And we've got the innings to do it, let's be honest. We've got the players there. We're in the middle of January. We're looking at new players coming in. We've got the money there to spend, John. Unlike other clubs, we've got the money. So we've got to really put our foot down and show our dominance here, John, and get a couple of players in January, just to bolster the squad. We really need to do that. All right, John, we'll wrap it up there. Right, that will do us for the Kilmarnock game, because we've got quite a wee bit still to go through. Starting with the Dundee game, John. Dundee game on midweek. We did say we've not done a post-match on that yet, have we? So let's get into it. Obviously, it was 3 each, John. Goals from Luke McCowan in the 5th minute, a goal from Yang in the 53rd minute, and Engels' penalty 4 minutes into stoppage time, John, gave us a draw in this one, John. I'll be honest with you, I was happy with a draw, because it didn't look as though we were getting anything out of this game, especially with the time running out. Yeah, minutes left, John. Only minutes left in this one when we got that penalty, and it was a lot of relief for me getting the draw, because it really looked as though we were getting nothing out of this one.
Aye, it looked like that to me as well. When that third Dundee goal hit the net, I thought, that's it. I just couldn't see Celtic getting back into it. But Nicholas comes on and makes a difference, and it just makes me wonder, why did Rodgers not start with him?
Yeah, the whole thing, I was watching it with wee Matthew, the grandson, and I was saying to him, he can't be fit. He had that injury just before, didn't he? So the only thing I could think of is he's not 100% match fit, John, and that's why he never started him, because the game is screaming out for Nicholas Kuhn, from the start. And it just, he brought him on when we needed him, to get that equaliser. So as you say, John, he done his bit to get the equaliser. It was his shot that was hit off the Dundee player's arm. And we get the penalty. And what a penalty for Engels, by the way, as well, with that pressure, So nicely dispatched from Engels. But yeah, John, he should have started with the strongest possible team, and he didn't, did he?
No, he never started with the strongest possible team when he should have. And that's a problem for me, that if you've got a strong team on the bench, especially in the league, the most important cup or trophy, in the season is the league, winning that league. So if you've got a strong team to pick from in that league, get it picked, get them out on the park, get the job done. But no, he's chopping and changing, and I don't know. It's all about the league for me. It always has been. I don't care what anybody says. That's my and yours and Celtic's bread and butter. It's all about the league. Why are you resting your best players for the league? It shouldn't be happening.
No, especially if they're fitting on the bench, John, ready to come on, get them, as you say, get the 3 points and then start resting some players. That's the way I've always looked at it, to be honest with you. Once you're 2-3-0 up, then take players like Nicholas Kuhn off, Dyson off, Kyogo. Start taking your main players off with maybe half an hour to go and give them a rest that way. That's the way I've always looked at it. And you, John, I know that's the way you've always looked at it as well. Let's go through some of the positives then from Wednesday night. Was it Tuesday night? I can't remember. Tuesday, I think it was. Yang, John, I thought had another decent game. Yang, he's impressing me on that left-hand side. He takes his man on. He's getting crosses into the box. He also scored a goal, didn't he? A nice wee header from Yang. He's impressing me, John. But I think he's going to be back on that bench as soon as Dyson comes back.
Aye, definitely. He's not going to be a regular starter this season unless there's an injury. But he was okay, I suppose. It didn't really impress me that much, to be honest with you. Took his finish well. They had to really jump for that, stretch his neck muscles to get that one. That was a nice finish.
Yeah, I thought it was a lovely finish, wasn't it? And it puts 2-1 up at that point, didn't it? So yeah, it was a nice goal from Yang, and he done well as well. But I noticed that the whole team started giving the ball away round about the, I don't know, maybe the 60th minute, started giving the ball away. Slack, let Dundee back into the game. So he was part of that as well, to be honest with you. Another positive from the game on Tuesday night, Luke McCowan. a beautiful goal, John. What a header that was. What a cross from Taylor as well. Right onto the head of Luke McCowan. And it's the way he placed it with his head. What a stunning goal for Luke McCowan. And he had a decent game as well.
Aye, it was okay, aye. He never celebrated his goal either. Obviously, he used to play for Dundee. He was their captain, so he never went over the top with the scoring. And I was reading that the boy that scored the Dundee equaliser was banned for 3 matches after no celebrating the goal because he's a Celtic fan.
Yeah, if that's true, that's disgusting because, yeah, if that's the case, then that's the first I've heard that, John. Donnelly, was it, John? Donnelly?
Aye. Celtic fan, Aaron Donnelly. He's been fined and suspended for 3 matches for no celebrating the goal.
Yeah, pathetic. And, if you want to celebrate, you don't want to celebrate. You had your ex-Rangers man scoring for Motherwell just a couple of weeks ago. The guy on Clyde won. Didn't celebrate. Halliday, yeah, didn't celebrate. Various players do it, John. Various players. If that's true, then, John, that's pathetic, honestly. Okay, moving on. Kyogo on the right. Again, impressed again, John. He does okay out there, didn't he, Kyogo? But we just need Nicholas back on the right-hand wing, don't we, and get Kyogo up front again, to be honest with you, because he is doing well on the right, but, John, I'd rather see him up front and sticking the ball in the back of the net, because he is scoring goals again, Kyogo, although he didn't score against Dundee, but he did play well yet again. But we just want to see Kuhn back, John, and Kyogo up front, for me anyway.
Aye, Adam Ida's doing absolutely nothing. I'm looking at these signings that Brendan's made. What's his name? Engels and Ida. £20 million worth of players there. And I'm being honest with you, both of them have done nothing to impress me, Engels included. I think he's half decent, Engels. I think he's obviously still a young boy. The last few games he's impressed. I'll be honest, he's getting better by the looks of him. So I think he'll come good in the end, Engels. But Adam Ida, £9 million. The amount of time we wasted trying to get him over the line, and he's done absolutely nothing. I'll just come out and say it. For me, he's done absolutely nothing, and it shouldn't even be on the bench.
Yeah, John, hundreds, thousands of Celtic fans agree with you. It is hard to, criticise when we're so far ahead and we're doing so well. But, John, that's only going to take us so far. We need to start playing again. We really do need to start playing again. And the negatives for this one, let's go through them then, John. And it's hard to be negative, as I say, but you've got to be honest at the same time as well, John. Let's get into it. Big trust at the back, John. Honestly, I don't know what happened to the boy. He was beaten with a header for the goal. He was beaten out on the left-hand side for the cross to come in as well for one of the other goals. He just had a bit of a nightmare, Big Trusty, in this one.
Aye, he was poor. I think there was a lot of passengers that night against Dundee. And that doesn't help things. That contributes to a poor result, having too many passengers. I think the only ones getting pass marks, guys like Luke McCowan, I thought he was okay. Let's see, who else was okay? Kyogo probably, Carter Vickers, Alistair Johnson, I think. But Trusty getting out jumped by a donkey for that goal. I was really angry with that. He should not be getting out jumped there. And it wasn't as if he was just beaten to it. He was out jumped by about 3 feet.
Yeah, when the manager's coming out and criticising the player, John, we're allowed to have our say on it as well. So Brendan not happy with Trusty losing that, especially that header. But there's also the second goal for Dundee, John, where out in the left-hand side, his side, the centre-back position, he lets the ball, he gets beaten for a start, then lets the cross come in as well. So, yeah, Trusty, a couple of mistakes there, leading to a couple of goals. If it wasn't for the couple of mistakes, John, we'd maybe have won the game. Callum, John, sorry, on you go, John.
No, I was just going to say Bernardo as well, missing that header in front of goal. Pinpoint, right on a sixpence, right onto his forehead. Pick your spot, put it wherever you want, hits the bar. You can't be missing sitters like that, Xander. Wouldn't have missed sitters like that when I was 10 years old.
Yeah, Bernardo's on this list, John. I think Bernardo, you get the best out of Bernardo when he comes on as a sub, as far as I'm concerned, because anytime Bernardo plays from the start, that's the kind of performance you get off him. You know, he is decent. He is a good player. Can find a pass, all the rest of it. But I think you get the best of Bernardo when he's coming on, maybe around about the 60th minute. You get a brilliant half hour out of Bernardo. Yeah, that header, John, that was, you know, did it hit the bar? Did it go over the bar? I can't even remember, but it should have been, as you say, it should have been buried. There was various chances in this game at 1-0 to Celtic, you know, for a chance to go 2-0 up. And we never took any of them, John. I think there was about 3 or 4 chances we had to go 2-0 up. And once that game goes to 2-0, John, the game's finished. Let's be honest. And they're wasteful in front of goal yet again.
Aye, no, he hit the bar. He hit the face of the bar, Bernardo. And I think if you're 6-7 yards out, somebody's put a cross, Alistair Johnson puts a cross right onto his forehead. Any striker, anybody with any wee bit of ability would have stuck that in the back of the net. There's nobody to beat apart from the keeper. Pick your spot. And he hits it off the bar. Look, I'm not having a go at Bernardo. I'm for missing that chance, but he's a great player, Bernardo. I really like him. But you've got to be taking chances like that. This is the problem with Celtic this season, is no taking easy chances that anybody could put away. I mean, if you put that onto the head of a Dundee player, he's put it in the back of the net.
Yeah. Yeah, look, McCowan showed how you bury it with the head for running about the same distance, didn't he? So, yeah, just one of these things, John. We need to accept it. But I do think he does play better coming on as a sub. That's why I think we should be starting with players like Rio Hatate, you know, Arnie Engels, Luke McCowan, John. Start with him and bring your Bernardo's on because he's just a young boy as well, isn't he, Bernardo?
Aye, he is. He's a great player, Bernardo. I'm not having a go at the player. Like, I don't like the player. I do like Bernardo, you know that. I think he's a cracking player.
Yeah.
As is Engels. He's starting to come into a game. Engels, he's starting to look like the player we paid £11 million for. But I think when it comes to taking chances in front of goal, you've really got to be burying him, Xander. That's the easiest of easy chances to take, right on your forehead. You've got all that time to pick your spot and he hits it off the bar. Nah, you can't be missing chances like that. Sorry, you just can't.
Yeah. Well, let's move on then, John. That's Bernardo had a poor game. Trusty had a poor game. Callum McGregor, he's not been the same player for maybe 2 or 3 games now. I think he needs a rest, and that brings back to the argument of why we let Awata go. We've been through this maybe 4 or 5 times now, John, but I still don't have an explanation for it. I still don't understand it. Why did we let a player like Awata go? I mean, who is your holding central defensive midfielder if McGregor is injured or suspended, John? Or, as the case is just now, needs a rest? Who do we put in there? Arnie Engels can't do it. Bernardo can't do it. Rio can't do it. You know, Luke McCowan can't do it. So who have we got that we can put in there, John, as a central defensive midfielder? That's another position we should be looking at in January.
I agree. I think we need another leader in there. Somebody with experience, somebody that knows how to control the centre of the park like Callum does. But like he says, we haven't got a replacement to play in that position. Somebody that knows that position well. Scott Brown, a Callum McGregor, that type of player. We definitely need to be looking at that type of player as a replacement for Callum for when he needs a rest, because he's, how old is Callum? 31, is he? I don't know.
Yeah.
But he definitely needs rested because he starts every single game and he's a great player, Callum McGregor. I think you'll see that, especially with this amount of games, you know, every 2 days, bang, a game. You can't be asking players to play. I mean, I know we might not be happy with the result against Dundee. I'm not having a go at the players. They're obviously tired with the amount of games that they've played, but it's the same for every team, remember. But Dundee, they obviously had a week's rest. They never had to play all that amount of games in 9 days. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. All right, John. So hopefully we'll be looking at that in January. Give Callum a break. He needs a break. He can't. You said, John, was it many games? Was it in 12 days? You said there 5 or something. It's a lot anyway, wasn't it?
Aye, 5 and 12 days.
Yeah. So the captain needs a rest. You know, he can't go on and on and on playing every single game without. You know, he doesn't even come off as a sub, does he? Because there's nobody there to play in his position. It's quite poor actually. So look at that, Brendan, if you're listening. So, and Biggie Dutt, John. Yeah, but everybody's had their say in Biggie Dutt. Nobody is happy with what we're getting out of the £9 million man. It's not his fault we paid £9 million, I suppose, but I don't know what's wrong. I can't put my finger on it with Big Ida. I don't think he needs a rest because he's not played every game, so it can't be that. It makes maybe just a big striker that's off for him. That's all I can think of. But he's certainly not the player we had at Celtic last season, is he?
No. And we were all desperate to have Ida back. He was banging in the goals left, right, and centre, scoring crucial goals. And this season, he just looks like a fraction of that player. I don't know what's happening with Ida. If you were looking at Ida, you would look at that player and say, why is he playing for Celtic? He wouldn't get a game for Arbroath. And that's not being harsh. That's just what I'm seeing right now. He's doing absolutely nothing. He just looks like a player that's he shouldn't be at Celtic. I'm not saying he's a bad player. We know he's a good player. We've seen him last season. But this season, he's, I don't know, it looks like a replica version of Adam Ida.
Yeah. It's, for now, what? Is it 20 odd games into the season now? Is it? We're quite far into the season anyway. We kind of keep saying he'll turn up, he'll come good eventually. He's got to do it now. He's got to get, his head sorted out, and he's got to do it now. That's the way I'm looking at it. Brendan's already looking at a new striker in the January window, isn't he? So we've got Big Kenny there as well, John, who I thought looked okay against Ross County, but he's there as well. So Big Adam needs to, start performing, let's be honest. And that was one other wee thing, and I don't think it's anything to do with the player here, John. Casper Schmeichel, 3 goals conceded against Rangers, goal conceded against Ross County, another 3 conceded against Dundee. And that's just the ones that are off the top of my head, John. But I think that's mainly down to the defence, isn't it? No much protection for Casper there.
No. I wouldn't blame Casper Schmeichel for that. That's definitely down to the defence.
Yeah.
So it's nothing to do with Casper. He's a world-class goalkeeper, we know that. But when your defence is wide open, doesn't it, like he says, it doesn't give the keeper much protection, doesn't give him any protection. So I'm no blaming him. But on Adam Ida, I didn't mean. I meant he looks like a counterfeit version of Adam Ida, fake. A clone that somebody's copied and it's not working right.
He's not the same, is he? He's not the same. It's a shame for him as well. He wants to do well, obviously. He's just not doing it as we speak, John. Hopefully he comes in on Saturday and bags a couple, and that gets him up and running for the season, if you like. I know he scored a few goals already, but how many games is that now, John? 10, 11 without a goal? That's
a lot. He hasn't done anything. It's not done a thing. And that's why Brendan's brought back John Kenny. I don't know why he never started against Dundee. He's obviously fit. He's ready to go. He's sharper than Adam Ida. So I don't know why Brendan never started with him. It's absolutely mind-boggling. And if I was Adam Ida, I'd be looking at myself and saying, this team, no a rich team, Celtic, have paid £9 million for me. I'm going to go and give my all to repay them for that, because that's a lot of money they've paid for me. And if I was looking at my performances, if I was Adam Ida, I'd be embarrassed. I'd be saying, I really need to have a word with myself and start showing these fans and the Celtic team why they paid £9 million for me, because right now he's looking like a £100,000 player.
He's, remember the argument was the big Aberdeen man, or Adam Ida, remember, in the summer. I can't remember who the Aberdeen boy was, the guy that was banging in. Miovski, yeah, him or Adam Ida. Everybody wanted Adam Ida, and we still want Adam Ida, let's be honest. We just want him to start scoring some goals. So, yeah, okay, John. Yeah.
Well, we wanted Adam Ida because he was banging in the goals left, right and centre. He was strong. He was bullying defenders. There's nothing like that this season. I've seen nothing like that this season. And that's why most Celtic fans are they're not happy with the fact that Celtic's paid £9 million for him and they've got nothing in return.
Yeah, nothing yet, John, but I suppose it could be a treble winner at the end of the season. That's another way we've got to be balanced, haven't we, I suppose. But John, he's done nothing, as you say. He's, especially the last 11, 12 games, the big man needs to start showing some decent performances. All right, John, let's move on. because that's the Dundee game covered, John. It's gone. That game's also gone. 1-1 in the last 4 away from home. It's no great, is it? We need to sort out that away for them. But we're back at Paradise on Saturday, John, in the Scottish Cup against Kilmarnock. Could be a chance to bounce back, score a few goals. Hopefully Big Adam gets in the score sheet as well. That's all we're looking for. And then we can concentrate on the Young Boys game on Wednesday night. Young Boys, by the way, John, they play Winterthur on Saturday at 5 o'clock. That's their first game in 5 weeks. Young Boys, John. So they've had a long rest. They've had a full winter break. Young Boys, John. But we'll get more into that in the preview of the Young Boys game, John. But just to let everybody know, Young Boys have not kicked a ball. They kicked their first ball on Saturday. Running at the same time we play, actually, 5 o'clock.
There you go then. It shouldn't be a problem for Celtic at Celtic Park on Champions League nights. But look, you never know the way Celtic's playing right now. The amount of games, I can only put it down to the amount of games that we've had to play. It is a whole lot of games, Ander. I mean, it is. You just don't expect teams to be playing like 3 games in a week and all that stuff. 5 games in 12 days. It's too much, So that's why I think there's going to be changes against Kilmarnock. It might even be wholesale changes. We'll wait and see, because I think getting into the playoff spots for the Champions League is all important for Celtic. Big money in that,
Yeah, and that's going to play in his mind, that who to play for Kilmarnock game with Young Boys on Wednesday, because that is a massive game. But as I say, John, we'll get into that with the preview on Tuesday. Right, John, while you're getting the comments ready, what I'll do is I'll quickly mention the competition for this week. Correct score, everybody. Yet again, correct score. And any goal scorer in the match, whether it's Kilmarnock or Celtic. We're just looking for any goal scorer. Doesn't need to be the first goal, could be the last goal, any goal at all. So correct score and correct any goal scorer in the game as well, folks. Into the comments, 1 guess each to win the metal wall plaque. So get your comments into the comments section, your guesses, into the comments. Good luck with everybody with the competition this week. It's mainland UK only, folks, because we're getting a lot of problems with the postage. Posting to Ireland, I've had 2 or 3 sent back. I don't know if I'm filling the forms in wrong or something like that, but they're getting sent back to me. So it's UK, mainland UK only just now, folks. So good luck everybody with the competition, and it's to win the metal wall plaque, the Celtic Park Stadium metal wall plaque. That's up for grabs, folks. All right, okay, that's enough of that. Good luck everybody with the competition. John, comments? Have you got any for us, buddy?
Peter Hendry up first. He says, I thought it was going to be a 1-1 against Ross County, but we kept going and got 3 points. And this is going back to the Ross County game. Great to see Kyogo get a double. I think it was one of the best games he's had this season. The boys to beat Kilmarnock 4-1. He thinks it's going to be 4-1 to Celtic against Kilmarnock, and Kyogo to score. Hail and mind the gap. Well, I was keeping an eye on the gap. It's getting smaller.
Yeah, it's a massive gap into John Peters, right? 4-1, yeah, good luck, Peter, with the competition. The Ross County game, yeah, Kyogo, he played a blinder, John. We've already mentioned that a couple of times, haven't we? He done okay against Dundee as well. It's just pity the defence wasn't up to scratch that night, or else we would have won that convincingly as well. But no, I think Kyogo plays well out in the right, John.
I think he's okay out in the right, Kyogo. He's not a passenger, put it that way. He still gives us all.
Yeah.
And I'll go back to it again, looking at Adam Ida, a total passenger. Maybe that's part of Celtic's downfall just now. We're playing with 10 players. I just think Adam looks like a passenger every time he plays. So I definitely think it's time for another striker, Sander.
Yeah. I mean, the simple solution is put the wee man back up front, Kyogo, get him back up front and start playing Kuhn from the start instead of bringing him on as a sub. I know he's trying to rest players for Champions League and all that stuff, John, but no, get your strong. You said 10 minutes ago, John, get your strongest team in the league on the park from the start, and then start taking them off with maybe half an hour to go if we're in a comfortable position.
I totally agree. I just think Adam Ida's got to I don't know, loan him out or something like that. I just don't think he's cutting it at Celtic. Of course, I might be jumping the gun. It might be just too many games, although he's not played that many games. I'm not bashing Adam either. Every Celtic fan, we can see with our eyes what's happening. He's not doing anything. He's a passenger every time he plays. Right now, I mean, he might come good, like he says, but the way things are looking right now, I don't see it.
No, it's the season. The season started in August, John, wasn't it? So it's a long time ago. It's a long bad patch, if you like, isn't it? So yeah, we'll just wait and see what happens on Saturday, John. And I think maybe a wee goal or two might kickstart his season. So that's all we can hope for, I suppose.
Aye, I think it will kickstart his season. A couple of goals. He just looks like he's no interested, to be honest with you. That's what it looks like to me. 15 games to go in the season. Let's hope he can start buying them in from now to the end of the season.
Yeah. And it's not all down to service either, John, because he's getting service. He's getting the ball to his head. He's getting the ball to his feet. I think you mentioned the one against, I think it was Ross County, where he hit it back by the post, nobody near him, just to keep it to beat and hit it past the post. We things like that, it must be playing on the player's mind as well, actually. Every time he's in front of goal, he's missing. So it can be easy for him as well, I suppose. But, a good quality striker like Big Adam Eder on form would bury these chances.
Aye, exactly. Well, there's only one way to rectify that missing chances: put it in the net.
Yeah.
Simple, isn't it? Sometimes it's easy to score and he hits it past the post and all that. So, what was I saying about Wayne Biggins the other day?
Kenny looked like Wayne Biggins. No, the way he was playing, just the way it looked for the conditions and the terrible park and that. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Aye, right, exactly. Aye, well, there you go.
But John, we were on Kenny. I think he's going to be all right for us. I hope he stays. So that was just a 15-minute fleeting appearance, and he held the ball up really well. He laid the ball off really well. He also had an assist as well. The only downside to that 15 minutes was the chance he had in front of goals where he scuffed the ground, wasn't it, and miss hit his shot into the ground, wasn't it, and it was a sort of an easy chance. But apart from that, I thought the boy played well.
Aye, I certainly did. An improvement on Adam Eder, to be honest with you, because if you're just kind of about your game with your head down constantly, looking like a passenger that's no interested, any player's going to look good next to that.
Why did he? Sorry, John, making noises in the background there. But why did he run right up the tunnel when he got 10 off? He didn't look happy, did he? But he didn't go into the bench or anything like that. Just ran right up the tunnel. So I don't know. There's obviously a wee problem there, isn't there?
No idea, but I don't know. You could have run all the way back to Celtic Park and I wouldn't have cared.
Yeah, as you say, it was like playing. We don't want to be picking on Adam Eder for too long, but he is off for him, so we're allowed to discuss it. I don't know if he's no interested. I don't know, John. I don't know. There's a wee problem there, and I don't know what it is. As I said 5 minutes ago, a wee goal or two against Kilmarnock might turn his whole season around.
Aye, that's a big problem. He can't hit the net.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's move on for that. Adam Eder, we don't want to be bashing the guy too much. We just give an opinion on what we see. So we're allowed to do that. That's what we're here for. Anyway, thanks, Peter.
Yeah, cheers, Peter.
Paul McComb says, cheers, John and Xander. Great pod and great crack. Hail, hail. Don't send that prize off yet. I'll give you a new address. Thanks again. Great pod, great laugh. Thanks for that, Paul.
Cheers, Paul. You've not gave us the address yet, Paul. If you prefer to send your new address privately on Messenger, that's private. Just go over to there, Xander John on Facebook. You'll get a Messenger link and send your address on there, buddy, and I'll pick up your new address for there, pal. And well done winning the competition.
Aye, well done. One Club since 1888 says, thanks for that, Paul, by the way.
Yes, Paul.
One Club since 1888 says, this is a must win to put severe pressure on Sefco. 4-0 and McGregor. What was that? That was Ross County game, I think.
No, Ross County gone back a wee bit. Yeah. 4-1. Unlucky, yeah. Unlucky.
I don't see any predictions for the Dundee game. Have I read these comments out before or something?
No, these are all new, John. These are all new. So maybe it is for the Dundee game, John. Because I think I said 4-0 for the Dundee game as well, actually. I was way off. Nobody got it right. By the way, I forgot to mention that. Nobody got the competition right at all. Nobody guessed 3 each. So, yeah, no winner for the Dundee game, John. But No, you're reading the right comments, buddy. I've not heard these ones yet.
All right. Anyway, moving on then.
Yeah.
James Doran says, Duracell boy is 50-50 to be fit tomorrow night. But I think Yang will start and hopefully Kenny will start as well. And he has a lot more to prove. And there is goals in him. Well, I don't know if there's goals in Kenny because I've never seen him. I know he played for Shamrock Rovers and was it Shamrock Rovers and he was banging the goals in. But apart from that, I've never watched Shamrock Rovers, so I couldn't tell you anything about them.
Well, but, John, I would like to see Kenny, John. Sorry to interrupt, but I would like to see Kenny from the start, the same as you. Give him a chance. Let's see what he can do. He looks strong. He looks physical. He looks pacey. He's got an assist. He's get the boy a chance. You know, it's we don't want to be taking too many risks, mind you. It's the Scottish Cup, as I said earlier, John. It's a big cup for Celtic Football Club, the Scottish Cup. We love being in that final in May, don't we? But yeah, give the boy a chance. Give him more than 15 minutes. You know, I mean, what harm can it do?
Exactly. I think you might see him starting against Kilmarnock.
Mm-hmm.
You might see it because surely Brendan's looked at Adam and thinking he's doing nothing. Got to try something different. So you might see him starting. I don't know, but anyway, thanks for that, James. I agree with you, mate. I think James was saying Kenny will start as well against Dundee, but he never started. But let's hope he starts against Kilmarnock. So I'd like a really good look at this boy.
Well, if Adam starts against Kilmarnock on Saturday, then that's 5 starts in a row, John. So Brendan's definitely giving him a chance here. Obviously, he wants his £9 million man to do well.
Aye. Well, this is it. And if he continues playing like that and he doesn't like it at Celtic, we're losing most of that money, put it that way.
Yeah, the way it stands, we're not going to recoup that money, John. So maybe that's why he's playing him. You know, to try and get the goals back, John, to try and get the player back on form, because the only way he's going to get back on form is by playing. Maybe that's the way Brendan's looking at it. I'm not too sure.
Aye, but we can only hope Adam gets better. That's all we can hope. Fingers crossed, and the boy just improves. He might just be a wee bit of bad form, but he's missing a lot of sitters. But let's hope he improves anyway, and we wish Adam all the best. We do hope he gets better because he's a Celtic man, and we want to see our players doing well.
Yeah, exactly, John. Yeah, bang on. Thanks for the comment, James.
Thanks, James. Roseanne was up next. She says, "Hi guys, I think this one could be close, so I'm going to say 2-0. That's what I says against Dundee, 2-0. It must be grueling for the boys just now. Anyway, good luck to our boys, and hail lads. Aye, it is grueling for the boys, Roseanne. Like I said earlier, it's 5 games in 12 days come tomorrow. And before that, it's four games in 9 days. So it is a lot of games as well. You've got to really take that into account.
Yeah, what we have done from the minute we started this podcast, John, it was one of the first things we said, was how many games we've played in 12 days. Yeah, so we are doing that. We're being fair on the team. You know, we've also said that we're miles ahead in the league, 1 cup, still doing well in Europe, John. So we've gave the team all the credit that we deserve, to be honest with you. But we're allowed to be concerned, shall we say. We're allowed to be concerned about certain players. We just want all 11 boys out in that park to perform well, John, and that's all we're looking for.
Aye, well, look, we're allowed to be critical because we watch with our eyes, but everybody sees what's happening and nobody sees anything good right now up front for Celtic. Kyogo is banging in goals at last, but he's getting played out in the wing. So we're allowed to criticise because we can see with our eyes. I'm not going to say Adam Ida had a blinder when he never had a blinder, you know what I mean? Yeah.
We're also conceding right, left and centre at the back, John. So both ends of the park, but Brendan knows that himself. He's a clever man, Brendan Rodgers. He knows exactly what he needs to do and players that he needs to bring in, John.
Well, we'll wait and see what happens in the transfer window. Thanks for that, Roseanne.
Thanks, Roseanne. Cheers, pal.
We would never sell. A club says, looking forward to tonight's game against a well-organised Dundee team. But we should come out with the 3 points. But Ida needs to be dropped in favour of Kenny, who looks eager to play, unlike Ida. I totally agree with that, 100%.
You just said that a minute ago, John, didn't you, actually? So, yeah, a good comment actually, but well, we could have won the game, right? We could have won it if we buried our chances at 1-0, right? But for Dundee to be 3-2 up, John, with minutes to go and come out of that with a point, like we said earlier on, I'm happy with that. That's the Rangers supporters were sickened by that, Celtic getting a penalty, and that makes me happy as well. So as long as they're sick, I'm happy. So the point was good, could have been better, but John, we've just got to take the point and move on to the next game.
That's it. I thought we've only got to look at it that way. We could have been looking at a defeat there, and they get a point at it. So not exactly happy, but we'll take it.
Yeah, that's it. Move on to the next league game, which is who have we got up next? Actually, in the league, it's at home, isn't it? I think we're at home against Dundee, isn't it? On Saturday, I'm sure. Don't quote me, folks. I think it's next Saturday,
25th.
25th, yeah. And Rangers are away to Dundee United, John. So maybe a wee potential for another wee swing there.
Aye, well, we never know. Anyway, let's move on. But Dundee United, look, we know what they're like at Tannadice when they're playing against Celtic. We know what they were like, parking the Tangerine bus in the 18-yard box.
Yeah.
Couldn't get close to the goal. Couldn't get near the goal for them.
Yeah.
So looking for similar performance like that against Rangers.
Yeah, that's it, John. It's there's going to be plenty of twists and turns in the remaining games, that's for sure.
Aye. Well, we'll wait and see. We're not there yet. That's in the future. So let's get on with the comments. James Doran thinks it's going to be 3-1 against Kilmarnock with Kenny to score.
Kenny to score, right? He's confident Kenny is going to start this one or even come on later on as a sub and score a goal. As I said, John, 5 minutes ago, I'd like to see it. I'd like to see the boy getting that, because I think there's a difference between coming on as a sub and playing for the start. There's a big difference, right? So we saw that with Bernardo, for example. He comes on as a sub, he plays brilliant, he plays for the start, he's not quite as good, I don't think. So there is a difference whether you're playing for the start or coming on as a sub. Kenny came on as a sub, did okay. Now we want to see what he's like for the start, John. Give the boy a chance.
Aye, well, I'm in agreement with that, because the other option right now is Adam Eder up front, and I don't want to see that until I see signs of improvement. Right now, we're not seeing anywhere near signs of improvement from Adam Eder. Like you say, he's had 5 games to show us what he can do, and he's done absolutely nothing in every single one of the games.
Yeah, that's it, John. But, then you've got to look at the other argument, how's he going to improve if he's not playing, all that kind of stuff, John. But he could come on as a sub and score a couple of goals, he can do that as well. Brendan's got options, John, let's put it that way. The manager's got various options there. He could put Kyogo back up front, he could start with Kenny, or he could stick with big Adam Eder up front. That's the manager's decision, I suppose, at the end of the day.
Well, he's had his chance to prove what he can do, and he's done nothing. That's what I'm saying. He's had his chance, Sander. It's time for him to go on the bench and, like he says, maybe come on as a sub, put in a performance, maybe game that we lift coming on as a sub. Right, I'll go and try and do my bit now and maybe bang in a wee goal. But he started all these games and done absolutely nothing. So it's time for him to be benched.
Yeah,
give Kenny a start.
Yeah, give him a start. I don't think Eder's going to start on Saturday anyway, John. I don't think he's going to start this one. I think the manager's seen enough and he's going to try something else.
Aye, well, he ran right up the tunnel. That tells you all. Maybe he's running still. I don't know.
It's definitely not a fitness thing. He's fit, Big Adam. He's definitely fit. So, it's time for a wee change. See how we get on with that. Yeah,
definitely, totally agree. Aye, thanks for that. Who says that? James. Thanks, James.
Yeah.
Who's this? Paul McEwen, 4-0 the Celtic.
That's what I said, John. I think I said 4-0 for the Kilmarnock game. If that's what he's talking about, that's what I've said as well. These Scottish Cup games are like, we saw Falkirk come to Celtic Park last season, remember, John? And they battled hard against us for about 70 odd minutes. It was only the last
season. Is that not this season? That was the League Cup, wasn't it?
This was the first round, isn't it? Was it the League Cup? I'm not sure. But John, whatever game it was, they battled hard, remember?
Aye, it's some team, Falkirk, aye.
Yeah, it was only the last 15 minutes, John, we put them to bed. So You know, anything can happen in these cup games.
Oh, aye. Cup games are different. You know, it's a one-off game. Both teams going for it.
Yeah.
Especially a team like Kilmarnock, they're going to go for it. And don't forget what Derek McInnes was saying about the Celtic fans and all that. I hope Celtic keep that in mind. You know, it's all right saying that at Kilmarnock at his own wee ground where he's safe. Celtic fans will bear that in mind, and they'll have hopefully a wee reception for him.
Yeah, the Poppy boy. Yeah.
Well, that's it. He says again something about even Celtic decide when the minute's silence ends. So that stuff, you know what I mean?
Yeah, what he said was a nonsense, let's be honest. So, yeah, I might get a few wee boos at Celtic Park on Saturday, John.
Let's hope so.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, you don't want to make it too comfortable for these people coming to Paradise, John. And that's the problem as well. That's the problem as well. These teams are now coming to Celtic Park and giving it a right go against us. You know, we should be, you know, really going right at these teams for minute one, John. So I think we're a wee bit slow to start with nowadays. We're not 100 miles an hour at the start, really. We don't get many early goals either, do we? When's the last time we scored in the first few minutes of a game, John? I think, you know, the earliest I can remember us scoring was about 12 minutes, maybe 3 or 4 games ago at Celtic Park, John. So when's the last time we had a goal in the first couple of minutes?
No, I don't know. I can't remember goals. I don't remember the goals against Dundee. But honestly, my memory is terrible. You know that. But no, I do remember the goals against Dundee. Rosemary finishes it off with 5-2 to Celtic and couldn't score.
Yeah,
I think Kuhn's going to be rested for the midweek game.
Yeah, I hope no, John. I'd like to see the wee man on the park. He just brings a bit of light to every game, doesn't he, Nicholas? So yeah, get the wee man on for the start. And 5-2, did you say?
5-2, aye, that's a prediction, isn't it? 5-2.
Yeah, well, that's another example of supporters thinking that our defence is still leaky, isn't it, John? So that's interesting. You know, 3 at Ibrox lost, 1 against Ross County lost, goals all over the place lost, another 3 against Dundee, and then the commenter thinks another 2 lost against Kilmarnock. So, all right, okay, fair enough. We'll wait and see what happens.
That's it. Done. Comments done.
Okay. All right, John. Okay, we'll leave it there then. Thanks for reading them out, pal. Thank you, everybody, for leaving your comments. Keep them coming in, folks. Right, John, we'll call it a day. I don't know if you want to have a wee quick sum up before we go. What your thoughts are. You know, we were a wee bit maybe heavy on big Adam Eder there, but John, we're allowed to have an opinion. The big man is just not doing it. He hasn't done it in 11, 12 games. But doesn't matter about all that. All we want is these boys to turn up on Saturday, put in a show, get the game buried nice and early, and we move into the next round of the Cup, John. That's all we're looking for.
Aye, and we've every right to go in on players if they're not performing. That's the way I look at it. I mean, we only comment on what we see on the park, and what I'm seeing on the park from Adam Eder isn't a lot. So I've got every single right in the world to comment on it. Every Celtic fan's the same. We don't see anything. And we can only hope he comes good. I don't think he'll start the Mora. I think Johnny Kenny maybe start the Mora. Give him a wee run out. Let's see what he's got. Maybe some changes. Wholesale changes, maybe, we don't know, but like you say, it's the first round of the Cup for Celtic. We've got to go in there, put Kilmarnock to bed early, maybe a wee early goal, 2-0 at half time, maybe, I don't know, make some changes or whatever. We'll see what happens. But all we need is to get that one over the line. It's going to be tough on Celtic after, yet again, only a couple of days rest, but I think we'll get the job done.
Yeah, so they are. Yeah, especially at Celtic Park, you know. Full house as well. So enjoy yourself, everybody, on Saturday, heading along to Paradise for the game. 2 games in a row at home for Celtic. We're home on Saturday against Kilmarnock, then Young Boys on Wednesday night. So a couple of home games for us. Both non-league games, both cup games. So just very interesting, isn't it? It's what's happening just now, you know, very exciting as well. What a chance against Young Boys to go through to the playoff round, John, so that would be brilliant as well. But we're looking far ahead there. We'll leave it there, John. We'll leave it there just now. We'll get into the preview of the Young Boys game on Tuesday. We're also going to touch on the Kilmarnock game on Tuesday as well. We'll do a 2-1 again on Tuesday, folks. So good luck to Celtic on Saturday. Thanks for coming on, John. Thank you for all your comments, folks. Thank you for viewing. Remember, hit that like button, share and subscribe button as well, folks. That would be appreciated. And we'll catch you all on Tuesday. Hail, hail for now.
See you Tuesday, Xander. Hail, hail.
Hail, hail, John. Thank you, everybody.
The Celtic Forever podcast.